I would love to understand first how did Design Accord got into existence? Please, over to you, sir.
I designed a lot of features for that mall in metal, and we presented that design to the client and the main architect, Mr. JP Agarwal. He said, Vipul, ये तो कोई कर नहीं सकता, you have to do it. Work was published in Times of India, and that was the striking point. So we struck Calcutta market right on the top.
What are the different pivots or the important steps in terms of if anyone is designing a commercial mall or a commercial space?
He should have the tendency to ask why and how. If you do not ask, then you are not an architect. And if you do not observe, then you are not an architect. An architect should have the habit of observing. अगर आप चाहते हो कि you should be known by your work, then you should have the courage to own your mistakes.
What mistakes usually do they make, and what would be your piece of advice for them?
First mistake is going by their emotions. Let's have a mall.
वेलकम टू दी बिल्ड लेगेसी शो, जहां होती है रियल बात रियल बंदों के साथ. Powered by D Arc Build. Today, I'm feeling extremely joyful to have a guest who is India's leading commercial spaces expert. He has helped hundreds of developers to build IT parks, to create exceptional commercial malls, institutions, and whatnot. His name is architect Vipul Singh, and today I have an extreme pleasure to have him on this Build Legacy show where he's going to put a lot of light on commercial spaces and specifically about malls. If you are a developer, whether you are starting your journey absolutely as a fresh developer, get and want to get into any commercial space, want to make a new mall, then definitely this is a must watch podcast out for you. And even if you've built multiple commercial spaces, malls, then there's going to be a lot of golden wisdom which is going to come from his mouth, I'm sure, because that carries 24 years of legacy and hard work, which is going to be captured in next 1 hour. So stay tuned till the end. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button. And let's start with you. Thank you so much, Architect Vipul, sir, from Design Accord. I would love to understand first what has been the story of this last 24 years. How did Design Accord got into existence? Please, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ankur, for having me here. So, I would say it's a very interesting story of Design Accord coming into existence. And it's a very organic sort of story. Madhup Majumdar and me, we met in SPA.
Wow.
He had come from Calcutta for his master's in landscape architecture, and I had come from Government College of Architecture, Lucknow, to have my master's in product design. So that's how we met. We spent 2 years of our masters in SPA hostel, while he was very interested in seeing what I do. I was making life-size models of the products, whether it is a lamp, whether it is a toy, or whatever it is. So he was very inquisitive. So that's how our friendship evolved. And later on, after passing out from SPA, we went our separate ways for some time, for maybe 6 or 8 months. He went back to Calcutta. I was in Delhi. I was working with a very famous NID designer named Kedar Joshi. But we used to speak on phone regularly. So it was very sure in my mind that I am going to have my own practice after some time.
Wow.
That was for sure, because the way I am not a person who could prove to be a very good employee. So I told this to Madhup that in any which way I am going to have my own office. So he said he would definitely want to come to Delhi. I said, ek se do bhale to hain. And the best part is, Madhup, apart from being an architect or a landscape architect, he is an extremely good artist.
Wow.
A person who can actually, you speak and he will put it on paper in just 5 minutes.
Wow.
So that potential which I saw, I said, that will work magic for us. So yes, and it worked because way back in 2001, where we had no other option of 3D views and expressing ourselves, expressing our designs apart from hand sketch. What better than that? And
Yeah.
we broke major doors,
Wow.
into many business houses because of his talent.
Nice.
And I used to design and we used to discuss, and while we are discussing, our presentation used to get be ready, and it used to have 3D views, hand sketched.
Wow.
So that was the Turup ka Ikka for us.
Nice.
And we went booming. And while in 2003 or 4, we got our first project in Calcutta by the name of Forum. It's a first mall in
Yeah,
Calcutta.
Forum Mall, yeah.
Yes. So there, that was our starting. And we did not design the mall. There, I being the product designer, I worked in a lot of metal. For me, like for you, it could be wood. For me, it is metal.
Wow.
I can do anything in metal.
Wow.
So I designed a lot of features for that mall in metal, and we presented that design to the client and the main architect, Mr. JP Agarwal.
Oh, I was just with him few days back.
Oh,
He's
So-
such a nice and a humble person.
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So he's like my elder brother.
Oh.
So we presented it to him, and then he said, Vipul, ये तो कोई कर नहीं सकता है, ये you have to do it.
Yeah.
So I designed about 14, 15 features for that mall. And yes, the day the mall was open, my work was published in Times of India, and that was the striking point. So we struck Calcutta market right on the top.
Nice.
So very few get that
Opportunity.
opportunity and advantage of
Correct.
know.
Being the first worker.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes, yes. And
Very
so
nice.
from there, God has been kind to us, and Calcutta has been very
Supportive.
and kind and nice to us. And till date, we have clients in Calcutta, and those clients are 18, 19 years old.
Wow.
So we have built a rapport with them such that there is no.
Wow.
For between us, there is no. Those drawings come to us, we design, and we now over a period of time we went from the mall features, we went to mall designing, from mall interiors rather, and mall interiors to mall. So that was a gradual succession for us.
Yeah, very nice.
And that's
because
how
it's a
the-
big subject in itself, I
yes,
feel.
yes.
I mean, I have to learn from you, to be
And
honest.
there
But,
is no and there is no book which tells you how to design a mall or any commercial space. You have to be with the design team. You have to learn from your seniors, and we worked constantly on such subjects, and that's how Design Accord was formed.
Very
Way
nice.
back in 2001, I still remember October 2001.
Very
So
nice.
that is how Madhup and me, we started our office in a 10 by 10 commercial space.
Wow.
And then, yes, there is no looking back. And we have come so far with Madhup being, I would say, the Indian counterpart for the Bangalore T2 Terminal Airport. And he's also doing few more airports, like working on extension of Lucknow Airport. We are also working on Cochin. Then I think one or two more airports we are in talks with. So
yeah, I mean, I've seen the landscaping of Bangalore Airport. I mean, it's crazy. It's,
yes,
it's amazingly
so
done.
we were the Indian counterpart
Very nice.
for that landscape design.
Wow.
And yes, and for me, coming to me, yes, we started from Forum, and then somehow because Calcutta people came to know about us, and we being we coming from small towns. I come from Lucknow, and Madhu being from Kolkata. So we were never exposed to the I would say the good things or the glamorous things of Delhi and Bombay, and so हम लोग simple थे. लोगों को simple लोग ही उस वक्त चाहिए कि हाँ जो हम बोलें वो ये कर दें.
Correct.
So that is how we got into the market.
Correct.
And slowly we built up the rapport, and now yes, we have working all over the country. And I am working in as far as Siliguri. I am working in Arunachal. Then we working in Jaipur, Salasar.
Wow. In different locations.
Yeah. Way down to Bangalore. Worked in Vietnam, Philippines. Also worked in Bali.
Very
Yes,
nice.
Bali airport also had one a design of mine, and then also worked in Bangladesh,
Arey wah. Nice.
Bhutan, Nepal, Middle East. So we have covered
Many areas.
Yeah, we've covered most of these, and we would definitely want to move ahead. And yes, काम तो कभी कम होता नहीं है, और हम कभी करना भी नहीं चाहेंगे. Till the time I'm
Absolutely.
alive and till the time I'm vibrant, I would like to work, and yes, no, work keeps us young.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Vipul sir, I would love to understand from you what made you stick to the commercial spaces for such a long time?
See, I somehow enjoy.
Because usually, why I'm asking is usually people say, okay, I'm doing residential, I'm doing commercial, I'm just doing that, I'm doing that. But, you're so focused. What made you really fall in love with this commercial spaces?
Now you're touching the wrong line. See, yes, I did some residences, but the repetitions, the continuous repetitions in those residences are not rewarding enough.
Oh.
एंड प्लस रात को 11 बजे आपके पास पिंटरेस्ट से इमेज आ रही है, क्यों हम ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर देते? आई सेड नथिंग डूइंग.
Correct.
I am not going to do all this. I am not a person who can tolerate this. Yes, there are people who are doing very good work, and those are my friends also, but I love it.
Exactly.
I don't love it.
So that was the major
Plain and simple.
focal point. I just have to do the commercial spaces. Nice.
I'm a
very
person
nice.
who would never revisit his ideas, or he would never change his mindset.
Very nice.
If I have to buy a car, I know which car I have to buy. I will never go into a lot of showrooms and then decide which car to buy.
Awesome.
That is a continuous, I would say, churning in my mind for many things. So I am not a person who would want to do a lot of window shopping. I hate that.
It's like straight.
Yes.
Wow. So coming to the next point, Vipul sir, I would love to understand from you that commercial spaces, it is definitely a game in itself.
Yes.
Now, when I talk about this whole journey of commercial spaces, what are the different pivots or the important steps in terms of if anyone is designing a commercial mall or a commercial space? I would love to understand that.
See, whenever one has to, from an architect's point of view, who has never designed a mall, the best is he has to keep on observing whenever he visits a mall.
Oh, nice. And for a developer's standpoint?
And I'll come to the developer's point of view. But yes, for a person to start designing mall, the case studies and the study is very important of why. He should have the tendency to ask why and how. If you do not ask, then you are not an architect. Let me put it this way. And if you do not observe, then you are not an architect. An architect should have the habit of observing, so much so कि कोई बंदा उसके बगल से निकल के भी गया है तो उसको पता होना चाहिए कि उसने क्या कलर के कपड़े पहने हुए हैं.
Wow.
You ask me and I'll tell you, even if I don't notice.
Very
But
nice.
that is something which is, we map.
Very
map
sharp
everything.
observation.
Yes. So I would say for an architect who is to start designing the mall, because mall is just not shops. It has to do a lot with services. It's like a human body. Skeleton तो आप खड़ा कर दोगे, लेकिन उसके अंदर जो वेन्स हैं, मतलब उसमें सर्विसेज, फायर है, इलेक्ट्रिकल है, साउंड है, लाइटिंग है, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो कि आपको नहीं पता है. वेंटिलेशन है. सो अगर आप उनको नोटिस नहीं करोगे वो कैसे किया है, कहेंगे आप कह सकते हो MEP कंसल्टेंट कर देगा. नो, यू आर द फादर ऑफ दैट चाइल्ड.
Wow.
So you need to understand how things will happen. You may not be knowing everything in detail, but you need to know how things will happen.
You may not do it directly.
Yes.
But you need to be accountable.
Yes,
It's not that you just delegate and abstain.
No. You are the accountable person.
Oh, got it.
So much so that if you stand in front of the mall or a building which you have designed and anything is not correct, you should have the courage to own it up.
Wow. Beautiful. Very nice.
Because if you don't own up, you will never be doing good design. You will always have excuse to say, अरे यार अगले में कर लेंगे.
या उसने कर दिया था ना, उसमें मेरी
मेरी
क्या
गलती नहीं है.
मेरे तो ड्राइंग देने का काम था, मैंने दे दिया.
नहीं वो the point is, अगर आप चाहते हो कि you should be known by your work, then you should have the courage to own your mistakes.
Wow, very nice.
If you don't own your mistakes, then you will never be known for your work. यही कहा जाएगा ये बेकार आर्किटेक्ट है यार, आधा काम करके छोड़ देता है.
Very nice, very deep.
So you should have the courage and then own that glory which you get. And owning that will also, give you a different sort of pleasure.
Correct.
Now coming to the builder's side who wants to, build a mall. Now the first thing is feasibility. Whether that mall is feasible in that location or not.
That's very, very important.
Yes. Because I have a land bank as a builder. One day I get up, I said, बहुत काम कर लिया, मेरे बेटे को क्या कहाँ सेट करूँ, तो चलो एक मॉल शुरू कर देता हूँ.
Correct.
That is the first step where these things come up.
True.
कि क्या करूँ, लैंड बैंक तो पड़ा है, मेरा बेटा भी फ्री घूम रहा है ना,
उसको सेट कर देते हैं.
सेट करना है, तो उसको किसी प्रोजेक्ट में लगा दो. क्या होगा, 300 करोड़ ही तो है.
True that.
If I own 5,000 crores, 300 करोड़ ही तो है.
True that.
लगा देते हैं,
True
बेटा भी सेट हो जाएगा.
True that.
बट ऐसे नहीं. अगर बेटे को भी सेट करना है तो देयर हैज टू बी अ फिजिबिलिटी स्टडी मेड फॉर दैट लैंड, द लोकेशन, द डेमोग्राफी ऑफ दैट प्लेस, वेदर दैट प्लेस नीड्स अ होटल और नीड्स अ मॉल और नीड्स समथिंग एल्स.
Yes.
You're putting your hard-earned money, and whether it will succeed or it will not succeed, lot depends on the feasibility report. And there are experts who make these reports. The second step is that you have to have a good leasing team. Now when I'm saying all this is a parallel exercise while you appoint an architect. Architect is appointed, but parallelly feasibility report is there. And then when you decide, yes, this is a right place for having a mall, you have to have a good leasing team, which will guide you as to what size of shops will work here, what brands will work here, what sort of anchor stores and how many anchor stores do you need. So because we need anchor stores, but do we need 2 anchor stores or do we need 3 anchor stores is also a debatable question. Now, every mall, if you notice, will have one grocery store, big grocery store.
Yeah.
Either it will be in the basement because ground floor is too costly for a grocery store. So it will go into the basement. Now, a good footfall of a mall depends on what sort of brands you bring.
Correct.
Right. Now, anchor stores come into play. What sort of anchor stores will work in what locations is also a thing of, expertise.
I mean, obviously, you cannot put like IKEA in down any area
Obviously,
where people don't have the purchasing power.
Purchasing power plus IKEA को understand भी करना पड़ेगा.
करने पड़ेगा. Correct.
Because IKEA is not wood.
Not wood, exactly.
It's material which is different.
DIY style material, and people, those who don't relate with that, they won't buy even.
Yes, they will not appreciate. So IKEA may not do very well in small towns. Right, where people would buy a chair or people would buy a table. लोग कहेंगे मैंने आज से 25 साल पहले खरीदी थी. IKEA table is not meant for that.
या मेरा carpenter आके बना लेगा ना.
हाँ और क्या. IKEA table is meant for function.
Correct.
जब तक काम कर रही है अच्छे से कर रही है, उसके बाद you have to change it.
Correct.
It is not a dharovar which you will transfer to your next generation.
Correct.
So you have to have that. Plus, while the architect is designing the mall, there will be a discussion with the leasing team of zoning. Zoning is another aspect of mall planning which has to be there, where you need to understand what sort of stores will have at what level, because every level has a cost.
Mm-hmm.
So those costs will get divided. So the ground floor will have one cost, first floor will have another, second will have another. So and also activities. If you have a food court right in the start of the mall, you will see there is no footfall.
Oh,
Everybody
yes.
will go to the food court and come out.
Correct.
So if you want to make people travel through the mall, you have to have the footfall at the top.
Wow. So the food court, that's the reason the food court is on the top.
Yes.
So
You
that
make
every person, just rotates
yes.
and then they go to the top. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
nice. Nice.
So therefore, people go through the brands they see, and then there is something called I'm forgetting the term. It's like आप खरीदने तो नहीं गए थे, लेकिन खरीद लिया.
Many times it happens. I mean, I see a product or I
Yes.
get fascinated by the visual merchandising of that outlet.
Correct,
And that made me pull inside
Yes.
the store and then we buy
Yes.
it. Probably
And
I
then
buy it.
those decisions are at times not even small decisions. They are like you buy a car, you suddenly book a car.
Yeah, yeah. Impulsive, it's like very impulsive buying.
Yes.
Impulsive buy. Impulsive
That's
buying.
what I was coming to. Impulsive buying is something which happens in malls, and there are times when you make very huge decisions. चलो हम लोग घूमने चलते हैं.
Yeah.
You make plans, you make a lot of things where आप मूवी देखने आए हो और मूवी देख के आपको भूख लग रही है, तो आप फूड कोर्ट में निकल गए. So every space is interlinked, why therefore you see the multiplexes are linked with food court.
Wow.
At the same level, and then at the food court के साथ साथ कुछ अच्छे restaurants भी होते हैं, because हर किसी को food court का शोर नहीं पसंद है.
Correct.
So they would want to have a शांत dinner,
Absolutely.
or they would want to have some beer.
Correct.
Or some whiskey. So they would want to sit quietly and work. So therefore ये सब चीज़ें आपको थोड़ा प्लानिंग के साथ और थोड़ा ऑब्जर्वेशन के साथ चलना पड़ता है. प्लस यू ऑल्सो हैव टू डिसाइड द टाइप ऑफ ब्रांड्स फॉर दैट लोकेशन. अब साकेत में फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू टेक केस स्टडी, साकेत में जो मॉल्स हैं वहाँ पे कोई भी आम ब्रांड नहीं मिलेगा आपको.
Correct.
उसका रीज़न है बिकॉज देयर इज़ अ कॉस्ट टू द प्लेस, प्लस यू ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ recall value. So people get a hype in themselves while they get associated with the brand. या मैंने ये वाली इसकी शर्ट खरीदी है. So that sort of
Yes.
it's something which you can't explain, but you have to understand people's psyche.
Correct.
So therefore those brands have to be there. And then there are malls which have brands which are DIY. So you have to plan a perfect mix. तो जिनको आता है उनके लिए तो बहुत छोटी सी चीज़ है कि भाई ठीक है, ये तो मतलब मैं क्या नया बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन जो नए हैं उनको ये समझना पड़ेगा.
Correct.
Because I have seen people who have lot of money. They want to they open a mall because that is a very strategic location, but they do not have the confidence to push in that sort of money to build a mall, because a mall is something which you make, but you can't leave it. You have to also run it. If you leave it or you sell the spaces and leave the space to be run by the owners of those spaces, then it will never work. There are many examples of these malls. You go on Mathura Road in Faridabad, you will see on the right hand side there are many malls which have shut down.
Shut down. Yes.
They are dilapidated, huge lakhs of construction all gone to the dirt. So you can't do that. It's an ongoing process. So you have to plan. If you plan a mall, then you have to also have a separate team to manage it. You can sell the place, but you have to keep the leasing right with you.
That's very important.
Because you have to keep on changing the brands with time. As time moves on, there are certain brands which go down. There are certain brands which come up.
Very
So you have
nice.
to keep on working on the strategy so that your mall is a constant crowd puller. If there is no crowd, then your mall is unsuccessful.
Mm. So there are a lot of elements that means
Yes, yes,
right from the
yes.
start at the planning stage till the till
Right,
the
right,
end. I think you've
right,
summed up very beautifully. I
right.
think you've defined the entire journey of a mall from the planning stage till running it successfully. What
Correct.
all are the important pivots?
Yes, yes.
So Vipul sir, now when I talk about at the planning stage, let's break that up so
Yeah.
that when we break down the conversation, because obviously this
Obviously, yes, yes,
we
yes.
got to break it down so that we can
Ah,
create more value for our listeners. So let's break this down at the planning stage. When you are at planning stage, if there is any person who's let's say at the stage where they want to start up a mall,
yeah.
what mistakes usually do they make, and what would be your piece of advice for them? First mistakes I would like to understand.
First mistake is going by their emotions. Let's have a mall.
Ah, nice.
As I said, feasibility check kariye aap.
Okay.
So there are 4 or 5 points which you should check.
Okay.
Feasibility.
Mm-hmm.
Then you should have a good leasing team. The architect should have a proper zoning in the mall.
Or proper past experience also, I feel.
Obviously,
That's
yes,
the
yes.
that's also even with
That I take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because if the client is choosing me, then
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
so again I come to the beginning of the question. 4 or 5 things: proper feasibility study, proper leasing, then proper layout where there are least negative zoning,
Mm-hmm.
and good line of sight while you are in the mall. You are able to see the entire mall in one go. You have a nice atrium से आपको सब कुछ दिख रहा है. आप visual communication बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है आपका. You are feeling nice in the mall. So I think these 4 are the main features. But there are more features which you have to think. You have to make the malls accessible for everybody.
Okay.
If I'm on a wheelchair,
Yes.
but I still want to have the mall.
Yeah. Very
So I
nice.
have to enjoy it. I cannot be told that you can't go into the mall. I need to go to the toilet. I have to be an accessible toilet,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is there in the code. It is nothing new.
Yeah.
We are not sensitive enough, but we have to be sensitive. Because today I am walking properly, but tomorrow I might fracture my leg.
Correct.
Then what?
Then what? True that. True that.
Right? So for old age people, for children, for pregnant women, for everybody, there has to be a totally accessible design. That is the most important and the most neglected aspect of a mall design or any building for that matter. So we have to think in those terms.
So Vipul sir, when this was like at the planning stage, now when you plan a mall and then you start execution, as per your experience, seeing several malls, commercial spaces, where does the mistakes happens by the developer probably or other stakeholders at the execution stage?
See, at the execution stage, there has to be proper coordination. Coordination is a very small word, but it is a very, if you write it properly, it is a long word.
Why I'm asking is because it's a game of leasing, as you
Yes,
told, right?
yes.
Every day which is getting delayed, it must be a cost, right?
Yes. And it's into lakhs.
It's into lakhs, right? It's not
Yes.
in thousands
Yes,
for
yes,
every
yes.
day. I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes.
So now the execution must be playing a very big role here.
Yes, definitely. So, the execution has to be streamlined. There has to be a project management team which has to look after the project.
Okay.
There has to be a schedule of program while the architect has to submit the tender by such and such date. Then the tender has to be floated in the market. Then you do the due diligence and what all you do. And then there is a start date to the project. Now the start date of the project is announced, but the projects majorly get delayed because of cash crunch.
Ah. Okay.
So, while we are into this business of design, nobody would want to put money from their own pocket,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And the money is not small.
The investment is huge.
So the most important part of the project, which nobody will say, is the stages and the time taking to pay the people.
So that means the cash flow management, Vipul sir, is very important. This is what you're
Extremely, the
saying?
most important.
Okay.
Because if you don't pay the architect in time,
Or the other stakeholders
or
on time.
if you don't pay the
vendors.
vendors in time, because everything takes time, you know.
Correct.
If you place an order with the vendors, he will take a lead time of 1 month or 2 months or 6
Correct.
months or whatever.
Correct.
You know, so if you don't pay in time, that lead time gets extended. You know, you don't pay the architect in time. आर्किटेक्ट को तो अपना ऑफिस चलाना है, तो जिस प्रोजेक्ट पे पैसा आ रहा है उस पर ध्यान देगा.
करेक्ट. ट्रू.
जिस पे नहीं आ रहा उसको बैक सीट पे रख देगा.
करेक्ट.
मजबूरी है उसकी. इसी तरीके से कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है, वो कहेगा मैं कितने दिन तक बिना पैसे के काम करूं. So you know there has to be a proper cash flow, and it is very easy to say that, but it is very difficult to maintain a proper cash flow.
So as per your experience, cash flow management is the backbone for
yes.
At the execution stage especially, it's very critical.
Yes. Okay. Because you know cash, as I said, it is not easy to maintain that cash flow, because there are a lot of do's and don'ts. You know, if I have to pay you, then I have to cross check whether you've done that work or not, whether that work is done properly or not.
Correct.
As per the drawings or as per the standards or not, you know. So there are teams which are appointed to check those things. अब वो टीम ही अगर ठीक से काम नहीं कर रहा है तो
correct.
You know, अब in one of the projects recently, I was not getting my money after even billing for 3 months, you know, and the reason was that वो ना बॉम्बे में म्यूनिसिपल इलेक्शन है, इसलिए जो है ना वो हमारा फाइनेंस वाला ऑफिस नहीं पहुंच जा रहा है.
Crazy.
So if an election in Bombay can affect a project in Delhi just because उसका पेमेंट नहीं कर पा रहा है फाइनेंस वाला,
True.
so then
I mean that means cash flow management is very pivotal in this case.
Yes. So that is the most important thing, and then obviously monitoring the project on a day-to-day basis, which is very important, I would say, because वो अगर मॉनिटर नहीं किया और आपने सोचा ऑटोमोट पे प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है, तो ना तो क्वालिटी मेंटेन होगी, and then there will be long drawn results, you know, because while you are constructing, the most important part of the construction is not the structure but the waterproofing.
Oh, really?
Which is most neglected at every level, whether it is basement, whether it is toilet, whether it is top level, or whether it is facade. It is the important factor for a mall, and it is always neglected.
Matlab means waterproofing plays such a big role in the mall area.
Yes.
Why is it
mall
so?
Or any building for that matter?
Why is
because
it so?
You know, you see the after results after few months.
Okay.
There will be seepages, there will be leakages in the building. You know, आपको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा वो बिल्डिंग.
You don't want to go in that mall. You will not get that vibe exactly.
Yes. There will be huge losses because of huge maintenance costs. Because you will keep on repairing those places.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember the name exactly of that mall, but I remember I was going into that basement. It was stinking so badly.
Yes.
I don't feel like even going now again.
Yes. So you know, people don't value waterproofing, but one should invest hugely in waterproofing and should do the best option. Otherwise, you know, it's a lifelong pain. So that is something which one should take care of. Once it is done, then everything will fall in place. Structure, yes, structural engineers are there. You know, you can always check what sort of reinforcement is there, what sort of work is going on, everything, whether everything is in level or not. You know, you can check all the qualities, but if waterproofing gone wrong is like,
it's a big loss.
Yes.
For forever.
Yeah. So that is like, you know, आपकी image भी खराब होती है ना.
True that.
Oh, the mall is not doing well. उसका फसाद देखो ना, पानी ऊपर से टपक रहा है, नीचे आपने बाल्टी लगाई हुई है.
Correct.
So वो नहीं होना चाहिए.
And at execution stages, आपको और where all the delays happen in execution other than cash?
See, डिलेस कैसे भी बहुत तरीके हैं होने के, मतलब whether the material is ordered in time, you know, everything.
Or probably finalized even. Many a times
Oh
I feel
yes,
materials are
yes,
not even finalized till
yes,
the end.
yes, yes,
वो
yes.
देख लेंगे, attitude
हाँ
आ जाता
हाँ
है,
हाँ हाँ,
देख लेंगे,
वो भी
like
वो
the
भी
Indian normal
प्लस वो है कि जो लीड टाइम होता है ना, हर एक चीज़ का लीड टाइम
lead
होता
time
है.
है. Yes.
हम लोग लीड टाइम का को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करते. We
That's very
don't
important.
respect lead time.
That's very important.
The manufacturer will say, sir, we need 2 months time.
Correct.
You will only give him 15 days time.
It won't work for any
हाँ
vendor.
हाँ, और कोई ना कोई आपको दे देगा, ऐसा नहीं कि देगा नहीं,
True that.
मटेरियल दे देगा, बट इट विल बी कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड.
Yes.
सो ये सारी चीज़ें हैं जो कि छोटी छोटी हैं, लेकिन एवरीथिंग बॉइल्स डाउन टू quality of construction, which you finally, at the end of the day, when everything is ready, and then you start seeing that, okay यार ये मज़ा नहीं आ रहा है, ये ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है, प्लास्टर झड़ क्यों रहा है,
Correct.
ये पेंट फूल क्यों रहा है, तो वो सारी चीज़ें हैं उसमें आ जाती हैं.
Absolutely. Material selection plays a very vital role. And since
Yes.
now we're talking about people's material selection, what I have noticed is that, on a mall, facades do play a very big role. So
yes.
what has been, because जो दिखता है सो बिकता है,
बिकता है,
बंदा
yes.
बाहर से पहले देखता है, जब वो मॉल के आगे से निकलता है
हाँ.
वो देखता है फसाड कैसा है, अगर वो उसको अट्रैक्ट करता है तो वो कहता है यार अगली बार ना इस वाले मॉल में चलेंगे. That's what generally
Correct,
हमारे साथ भी हुआ है.
correct.
तो what has been your key takeaways after designing so many commercial spaces? क्या चीज़ है जो कस्टमर को अट्रैक्ट करती है, क्या वहाँ पर मिस्टेक्स होते हैं? I would love to know that as well.
See, there are two things. Location of the mall, whether it is 3-side open, 2-side open,
Okay.
and
So the entire facade has to be
yes,
thought like that.
yes.
Okay.
And then there are two types of approaches. Whether you want to have a facade which makes you see into the mall, or you don't want to make people see into the mall.
From outside, okay.
Yes,
Oh,
from
wow,
outside.
nice,
From
nice.
outside.
I think my entire viewpoint now, I will see a mall from a very different perspective because I'm learning so many new things. So it's good.
So it is very difficult to give visibility to each and every brand from the outside.
Correct.
Right. So and also आपको थोड़ा दिखाएंगे, थोड़ा नहीं दिखाएंगे. It's like teasing you. So
Got it.
you come into the mall.
Come into the mall. Correct.
Right. If you are able to see everything from the road, then it is like, I am overly exposed.
Yeah.
So the right combination of transparency and, I would say transparency and
Not showcasing that.
not showcasing it. So solid and void.
Solid and void, yes.
So that is something which has to be the right mix. And if you notice big malls like Mall of India, the facade has no windows, hardly any windows.
Yeah.
They have rather used the face for advertising. They are generating revenue through advertising.
Oh,
That is the new approach.
That's a new approach. Amazing.
Right. So that is something which is there. Then if you see Pacific Mall in Jasola, again, they have no voids. They have only advertising on the facade, which is again because the location of the mall is such that you see the branding a lot, so you earn more.
Correct.
And it's a nice mall. Pacific Mall is a very nice mall. Yes. So you tend to go inside. You have nice brands at the end of the day and nice food. So and it's a very friendly approach of the mall, next to the metro station, easily located. Yeah. So transparent facade will not play such a major role there.
Yeah.
But while there are malls which are earlier used, like malls in Jaipur, sorry, not Jaipur, in malls in Gurgaon, most of them are transparent.
Yeah.
Lot of glasses.
Using just glass facade.
Yes, lot of glass facade, because those malls were constructed at the very early stage of the mall business.
Correct.
So दुनिया को पता तो चले मॉल में अंदर होता क्या है.
Correct.
So that was that time.
The overall thought process was that.
So we never knew what a mall is at that time. So उसको दिखाने के लिए वो ग्लास, इतना बड़ा एरिया है शॉपिंग के लिए.
Correct.
इतना बड़ा एरिया है रेस्टोरेंट्स के लिए. अभी हमको पता चल गया है. So then why show?
Why showcase? Correct.
Then let me earn more.
Yeah, that's a very new approach. I mean, what's your take overall on this, on designing the facades in such a way that it creates money for you even in the night?
Why not? Why not? At the end of the day, nothing comes cheap.
Certainly, yes. I mean, the rentals are so high, the space
Yes.
in itself is so expensive
Yes.
in any part of the country today.
Correct.
And it's booming. Like every year, the pricing is going up only.
Obviously.
So if anything in the mall business can make you money, right to just at the facade. So I think it's a great
Yes.
opportunity for everyone.
Maximum what we can do is whatever anchor stores are there,
Hmm.
maybe like a Shopper Stop or a Max or whichever, whatever.
Correct.
No, those brands can have a sort of
A great,
transparent
yeah,
facade.
visibility. Yeah.
So that is also a crowd puller.
That's a crowd puller, yes. Like sometimes, like I seen in Uniqlo, I think they have
Correct,
you know,
correct,
they look
yes,
like a glass
yes,
facade
yes,
to
glass
just
facade. Yeah.
pull that up.
Yeah. So that is something which you can do. Otherwise, use the facade for communicating to people.
Very nice.
Huge screens,
Yeah,
announcing what is
yeah,
going on inside the mall.
Yeah.
Then you can announce, book my shows, new shows which are coming up. All those advertising can happen on the screens. So new launches like new Defender or all those things, you can always have launches, big
Yeah,
launches
big
on the
launches.
facades. You earn revenue. People love to see that. People
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
all
yeah,
these.
definitely.
And a dynamic facade is something which I would say should be promoted more, because maza aata hai thoda. While there is there is some movement which is always changing with wind, with the time, with the type of lighting. So it's something which I would want to do in my buildings.
Wow.
So coming to facade, if you ask me, I would want to have some part of the mall or any building as dynamic facade.
Wow, very nice.
It is a.
I remember I was just couple of months back. We were in a event of Kradai only in Marina Hotel in Singapore, and over there I was seeing that there's a kind of a kinetic facade which is right outside their convention center. If you've seen, so they had small pieces, and it just whenever the air comes, it looks
changed.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like when it looks so soothing. You just feel like you just have to watch that, and it's like
Yes, yes,
meditative.
yes,
It's literally meditative.
So visual pleasure.
Visual pleasure. And you may not do it for the entire area. Probably some areas you can
Yeah,
keep it for
yeah, yeah.
advertising. Some
It's-
areas you can have
See, at the end of the day, facade is a composition.
composition. Correct.
So
It's a story, I feel.
yeah.
It's a story.
So you can always make it very nice, illustrative,
and have different elements
obviously, and then have nice lighting. Lighting plays the integral part of is an integral part of the mall. And so you
lighting
have-
is equally pretty important.
And then facade lighting is
Even
extremely-
more important.
Yes,
Even more important.
yes, facade lighting is very important. So these all things are slowly coming into India now. We are realizing the importance of. In last 10 years, I would say things have changed majorly, and we are going to better. From good to better, we are progressing. And we definitely be progressing towards best, definitely. So it is good for us, because हम भी दुनिया से कंधा मिला के चल रहे हैं, हम पीछे नहीं है.
Yeah, absolutely. We are
rather
pretty advanced now.
and so why not show it? Let's have a nice design for malls, nice designs for resorts, clubs, and enjoy it.
Absolutely. So, Vipul, so coming to the execution again part, because I feel execution of anything is always very important. Even if the planning is not done correctly, but if it is not executed well, everything goes for a toss.
Yeah.
Now, when I talk about, especially, I have seen that many a times parking becomes a very big pain point
Yes.
for malls. I'm sure you must have
lots
of case studies to share on this particular aspect. Even at the planning stage or the execution stage, what are the integral parts? Where does the mistakes happen when it comes to parking?
See, nowadays people are giving a lot of importance to parking, because if I don't have a proper parking space, I will not go there.
Yeah, because time is currency. I mean, like, it's the
So
most...
that's for a layman.
Correct.
But for us as architects, while we design, there are rules and there are notifications which tell us how many parkings are needed for so many square feet of area.
Oh.
So we have to accommodate that sort of cars, those many cars or those many vehicles, two-wheelers within the campus, whether it is a open parking, whether it is a basement parking. So we have to do it. So which is a very good way to move ahead, because parking is extremely sensitive issue, and we can't park the cars on the road. We cannot and we should not. तो अब तो आपका प्रोजेक्ट ही पास नहीं होगा अगर पार्किंग स्पेस आप ठीक से नहीं दोगे तो.
Correct.
तो वो एक चीज़ है. Having said that, now if a mall is a very long linear mall, and if you're entering from one or two spots, that goes, and you have 3 basements, so you're going down and down. So it becomes a very treacherous effort to park your car.
Takes a lot of time. Yes.
Yes.
Very cumbersome.
So there are times when people prefer surface parking. It is the easiest.
Yes.
And rather surface parking, or rather going into the basement, people want to go up.
Yes.
The multi-level car parks.
Yeah,
if you see,
yeah.
people prefer
Yeah.
parking on the first floor, second floor. That is something which they would prefer. But going down into the basement, people think twice.
Absolutely.
Because it is more cumbersome.
And I think the cost also reduces, or no?
See, at the end of the day, a mall, if you're using the premier portion of your floor area as parking, that is not the right decision.
Oh, really?
So you have to go down. You don't have much options but to go down.
I think because it cannot accommodate that much also. Up.
No need.
Yeah.
That is a wrong approach altogether. But yes, like I would again take an example of Mall of India. So they have 3 basements.
Yeah.
And they have also taken up a parking space which is opposite the mall, which is the multi-level car park.
Yes.
I go there, I park my car in the multi-level car park. I don't go to the basement. Because going down, coming out, it takes 45 minutes to complete this exercise.
Wow.
If I park in basement 3, and I then come out with my car after my shopping, it takes 45 minutes.
And that too, if you are on the another side, you had another 10-15 minutes.
Yes. So then, I would want to park it outside the mall, whether in a multi-level car park. But yes, you need to have a proper parking space to facilitate footfall, I would say.
Very nice. That means that is very, very important.
Extremely important. Extremely important. A person like me will never visit a place where I don't find a place to park.
Yeah, correct.
I first, if you ask me, if my family asks me to go somewhere, I first think of parking space. If I am not able to park, I will not go. That's for sure.
Very nice. Now, we've covered planning part. I think we've covered the execution part. The next phase would be, let's say, opening of a mall, right? That's equally a very important pivot, I feel.
Yes.
If you do not market it correctly, position it correctly, certainly it does not get its share which is desired. Yes. So what has been your take on it so far?
See, the opening of mall is quietly linked to the leasing of the mall.
Okay.
Because when you lease the mall and big brands or good brands come to the mall, they ask for an opening date.
Yes.
So, वो अगर आ जाते हैं,
that means leasing of the brand is first more important than opening.
Yes.
So if the leasing is
opening तब होती है जब आपके brands के showrooms ready हैं.
Right.
कुछ showrooms में आ गए हैं लोग.
Correct.
जो pulling वाले हैं. आपका food court ready है.
Correct.
आपका multiplex ready है. Then you open the mall. You don't open a mall like that. An empty mall will never be a good site to be opened.
Yes. No one would love to come.
Yes. So it has to be functional from day one.
Wow.
Even if not 100%, at least 45-50% has to be functional.
But this doesn't this becomes a very challenging task, Vipul sir, to get all of them at one time and then get it
So
completed and then
therefore, a mall takes about 2.5 or 3 years to become functional. So the leasing team also, works constantly. Therefore, I said, आपका leasing team पहले ही आ जाना चाहिए.
nice.
बिना लीजिंग टीम के आप आगे बढ़ रहे हैं तो आप दिक्कत में हैं.
दिक्कत में है, करेक्ट.
सो इसलिए वो जब आप बहुत लोगों से बात करेंगे, कोई लीजिंग ऐसा नहीं कि लीजिंग टीम आपकी इतनी ऐसी इफेक्टिव होगी कि पहले दिन ही आपके सारे ब्रांड्स लाके रख देगी.
Correct.
एवरी ब्रांड हैज़ देयर ओन कंडीशंस.
Correct. And sometimes they already are there in a very nearing area.
Yes.
They already have a shop.
Yes.
And probably they don't want to open other.
Obviously, yes.
I mean that's also a very thing, na? They
Obviously.
don't see that potential in that particular
Obviously.
area कि
Yes.
हमारे यहाँ इतनी सेल निकल ही नहीं सकती, तो unnecessarily और फिर उसी को वो split करेंगे उसी सेल को.
हाँ, तो बात यही है कि हर लीजिंग टीम की हर ब्रांड के साथ अच्छा टाई अप नहीं होता है.
ये भी एक बात है. करेक्ट.
सो उसमें जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं वो एक्सपर्ट्स उनके साथ टाई अप करते हैं और हर एक के प्रोज एंड कॉन्स होते हैं. हर एक की अपनी लीगल एक टीम होती है, वो सब चेक करते हैं, सब शर्तें तय करते हैं, तब जा कर के वो जगह ली जाती है. इट इज़ नॉट एन इमोशनल डिसीजन. ये नहीं कि हम आपके दोस्त हैं और अबे चलो
Exactly.
यहाँ स्टोर खोल
दो. करेक्ट.
So it is like that. So it takes time. So it has a continuous process. And mall opening is good when you have good brands already functioning. Functioning in the sense they are also ready to cut the ribbon while the janta gets into the mall.
Yes.
So they can immediately purchase.
Correct.
So
very
everything
important.
is well coordinated.
Absolutely.
So shows are on. The best movies.
Correct.
The multiplex starts with the best movie, show puller.
Correct.
So all those things have to be very well timed, and also the occasion in the year. Is it the Shera? Is it the Diwali?
Yeah.
Just
like the movies are planned, like
yes.
They have to be launched on Eid or they have to be launched on Diwali.
You can't open a mall in June where everybody is on a chutti. है ही नहीं दिल्ली.
Correct.
लोग यहाँ है ही नहीं, आएगा कौन?
Very important. Very important. But these are very small points. They
Yes.
sound very small, but I think when they are being done as a mistake or done correctly, they can have a greater impact for every developer operating in any city. I feel.
Obviously.
And whether new or old doesn't make a difference.
Yes.
So, people say when I talk about the entry, exit, vertical movement for the entire smooth flow of the mall, this I feel in few malls I see that, but in few malls I don't see it. What's your take on it, and what are the things which should be kept in mind in this entire entry
That is
exit?
a core decision of the architect and the client.
Okay.
How important they feel that ingress and exit points are well defined, or are they convenient or not. Somebody might think that अरे यार ये प्राइम लोकेशन है, इसको तो बेच लेते हैं.
Correct.
जिसको मॉल के अंदर आना है वो तो कहीं से भी आ जाएगा.
Exactly.
But if somebody will feel no, my end customers or my customers are my clients, उनको आते ही बहुत अच्छा experience होना चाहिए.
True. Mall is all about
It's
experience.
like a thought process. You know what? Like one of my clients taught me that Vipul, अगर हमने सोचा है कि हम 60 रुपए स्क्वायर फीट का टाइल लगाएंगे पूरे प्रोजेक्ट में, ठीक है, मुझे ना पसंद आ रहा है 75 रुपए वाला टाइल, 15 रुपए हुआ, इतने स्क्वायर फीट हुआ, प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट कितनी बढ़ेगी, एंड डिवाइडेड बाय द ओवरऑल एरिया ऑफ द मॉल, पर स्क्वायर फीट कितनी कॉस्ट बढ़ी? 2 रुपए, 3 रुपए, 5 रुपए. तो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ?
Correct.
अगर मैं 5 रुपए पर स्क्वायर फीट बढ़ा करके या 2 रुपए पर स्क्वायर फीट बढ़ा करके वो कॉस्ट मैंने बढ़ा दी, लेकिन एक्सपीरियंस अपने क्लाइंट्स का अच्छा कर दिया, तो नाम किसका होगा?
100%.
मेरा ही होगा ना.
Absolutely yes.
और आपको वो इतने तरीके हैं उसको रिकवर करने के कि आप आपको पता ही नहीं है, मतलब कल को आप भी बिल्डिंग मैनेजमेंट सर्विसेज में कहीं कुछ थोड़ा सा बढ़ा दोगे, या कहीं कुछ आपने अच्छे सोलर सिस्टम्स लगा दिए, या सस्टेनेबल फीचर्स ले लिया मॉल में, वो कॉस्ट उधर कवर हो जाएगी, रिकवर बिना किसी से कुछ बढ़ाए हुए भी,
Yes,
ओवर अ
yes,
पीरियड ऑफ टाइम.
yes, yes.
सो इट डिपेंड्स कि वो द क्लाइंट कितना सेंसिटिव है, और वो आर्किटेक्ट कितना सेंसिटिव है, वो लोग क्या कितना डीपली सोच रहे हैं.
Wow. I think how passionate they are about
Yes.
their own baby. I think that's
Yes.
what you've put in. I think I really like that the mall is like a baby.
हाँ, it's your
That's
baby.
what you told.
You know, a baby is born after 9 months of conceiving, and then you just can't leave it.
Yes.
You have to grow, you have to educate, you have to see that वो अच्छी जीवन उसका चले.
True.
तो आप जब तक हो तब तक उसके जीवन के रिस्पॉन्सिबल आप ही हो.
Correct. Correct.
तो ऐसे ही we have to take care of our projects. You know, you can't just leave it because वो आपको पैसा भी दे रहे हैं. ऐसा नहीं है.
Correct.
एट द एंड ऑफ द डे ROI भी आपको 5 साल में रिकवर हो जाएगा, और उसके बाद आपको पैसा भी मिलेगा. और एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ आवर कन्वर्सेशन, जो मैंने अपने बेटे को एक नया धंधा शुरू कराया था,
Correct.
वो पैसा कमा करके मेरा बेटा अगला नया प्रोजेक्ट चालू करेगा.
Correct. True that. True that.
यू नो, दैट इज हाउ इट इज.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
बेटा कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, फिर बेटे को मॉल का प्रोजेक्ट दिया, मॉल शुरू हुआ, वहाँ से पैसा और जनरेट हुआ, उसने अगला प्रोजेक्ट शुरू किया,
Correct.
अगला किया. तो दैट इज हाउ ही स्टार्टेड.
He's going to build the legacy.
हाँ, सो उसने पहले चलना सीखा, अब वो भाग रहा है.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
तो आपको मॉल को भी बच्चे की तरह पालना पड़ेगा.
Beautiful.
इफ यू डोंट डू दैट, द चाइल्ड विल बी स्पॉइल्ड चाइल्ड.
Absolutely.
देन यू विल हैव टू कीप ऑन, उसके मुंह में निवाला डालना ही पड़ेगा. वो आपको कुछ नहीं देगा.
वो कुछ नहीं देगा. Correct. So, Vipul sir, as you told in your last couple of lines about sustainability, and sustainability is a worldwide SDG goal of
Yes.
every country today. Now, when I talk about sustainability in the mall overall gamut or space, what role of sustainability you see in malls?
See, you know, the common area maintenance, you know, is quite related to the overall expenditure of the mall.
Yeah, because they have huge lighting, air
Huge,
conditioning,
yeah,
huge.
and water. Because
Water. Exactly.
so now, if you use sustainable methods to lower down the expenditure, you know, then it helps. Like, you know, आपके पास सोलर है, आपके पास रिसाइकल्ड वाटर है, आपके पास मतलब वी कॉल इट एज ग्रे वाटर, वो है, आपके पास रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग है. तो आप बहुत कुछ अच्छे से कर सकते हो. आप AC का लोड भी कम कर सकते हो, टाइप ऑफ ACs यू यूज़. सो यू नो, द मोर यू यूज़ सच सस्टेनेबल मेथड्स. फसाड में आप, एज यू नो, फसाड ग्लासेस आप कैसे यूज़ करते हो, अंदर UV रेडिएशन है नहीं है.
Correct.
So all those steps
Small
help you.
things,
हाँ, small, but
in turn,
but it multiplies because the
Multiplies,
malls are generally into lakhs of square feet.
the area is huge, na? So any
Yes.
mistake which costs you is going to cost you in crores
Yes,
only.
crores only. Yes. So आप sustainable चलो, respect nature, which we are not.
Correct.
We are not at all respecting nature. You know, so but we should do that, and आप bring a lot of landscape into the mall if possible, because that helps lowering down the temperature of the ambience, you know, and it makes the place look very natural.
Sir, I would love to understand.
ज़्यादा लोग बैठेंगे, you know.
I would love to understand how you have, though it's not related to mall, but yes, first I would get to landscape. What's the role of landscape in malls? And amalgamating that, your experience of designing the Bangalore airport, I would, you know, want those some golden nuggets into this conversations, because whenever I close my eyes and I visualize Bangalore airport, I feel like so much with nature, because this just nature everywhere around.
See, Bangalore airport is totally Madhup's baby, I would say.
Wow.
But I'm very proud to say that I have seen the entire process of design. I have seen the entire process of
And there's so many
evolution.
bamboos everywhere.
Yes, that's
all nature based.
that is processed bamboo, and I would say that was a challenge. टेक्नोलॉजी उसमें बहुत यूज़ हुई है उस मॉल में उस एयरपोर्ट में because every green which you see on the top has a sensor
Oh.
and there is timely dissipation of water and that measured quantity of water and to keep everything in check and functional and also maintained because बहुत सा ऐसा होता है कि एसी में प्लांट्स काम जिंदा नहीं रहते ठीक है now for plants they need for sunlight, they need lighting, they need water, they need everything. It's a living organism.
Yeah.
So everything has been very sensitively designed and everything has been very very well worked out. So yes, जब हो रहा था तो मैं I used to tell my partner Madhub that it is like creating a problem and then solving it. But whenever I happen to go to the T2 Bangalore terminal, then I feel challenge लेकर के भी अच्छा काम किया है.
It's a beautiful work, sir. It's mind-boggling.
Yes. So we were I would not say.
I never. I will not. I'm feeling so privileged after speaking to you. I was like, wow, man. These are the people these are the brainchilds who really.
But let me put it this way: we are the Indian counterpart. Yes, we have sort of worked with the airport authority on for a concept which they had got from abroad.
Okay.
But yes, if you ask Madhup rather, he will be a better person to tell you everything in detail.
No, I'm sure. I'm going to definitely strike one more conversation with Madhup sir for sure.
Then you should ask him about the planting. People have traveled all over the world to select plants.
Oh yes. And now when I come to malls, sir, what role of landscaping do you see? Do you see just landscaping in the malls outside ki haan theek hai jahan car parks karne hain wahin kar do, ya inside also?
See, the thing is, generally when there are projects where we have the architecture, interior design and landscape, or interior design and landscape, we merge the two.
That's the biggest shift in the viewpoint, I think.
Yes. So while we design the interiors as well as the exteriors, you will find that the exteriors flow into the interiors.
Exteriors flow into the interiors. Okay, yes.
Right. So it could be plants, it could be those patterns which you see on the floor.
Correct.
There are designs, there are patterns, then there are images, there are features which are outside, and you will find some replica, some connection inside. So while you come out of the building, you will never see, अरे अच्छा ठीक है. You will be always reminded कि अच्छा हाँ ये तो अंदर था.
Correct.
तो वही चीज़ है. हम landscape and interiors, we gel them together always.
Beautiful.
If the landscape is being done by somebody else, then I don't promise. But if we do it, then it is the continuity of interiors and landscape.
Yeah, because I personally feel like now when I am visualizing the Bangalore airport, and when we are talking just purely for last more than 50 minutes on particularly on the subject of malls, I see them getting fused.
Yes.
And I'm visualizing because
you need to come to our office to see that. How it happens.
So I'm just seeing a marriage of how could be a mall which is just designed like a Bangalore airport. Imagine having shops all on the sides, but there's so much of greenery. And there is
you go to the shopping wing of the T2 terminal, it's a mall.
It's a mall, exactly.
So that is how it is.
So I think this is something which must come in near future. In malls also, where there's so much of landscaping integrated within the mall.
Yes,
I feel. What's your take on that?
Yes, it should be, and I always try to do that because yes, it is a challenge on the longer run.
Oh,
because to maintain that landscape inside and to make it look always good, you have to keep on nurturing it.
Keep on nurturing it.
But yes, if you do that, the project is, I would say, definitely it is one of the best projects which will happen if we merge interiors and landscape together. And अब तो हो ही रहा है, मतलब most of the projects if you see abroad or even in all these, we are doing an IT park in Gurgaon. There also the exterior and the interiors are merged. So you will find that happening very soon. So maybe in another, it will be ready in another 9 or 10 months' time in Gurgaon itself. That project will be ready. So I will take you there.
Sure.
You can experience it.
Very nice, very nice. Now, Vipul sir, when I talk about the design development and space allocation, that's a very important pivot of any mall to make money, because
Yes,
making
obviously.
money in the end is the final objective.
Obviously, that is
you
the
know, for
final
a
objective.
developer,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Now, the incorrect shop sizes, incorrect ceiling heights. What do you think on that particular aspect?
It's a very, I would say, वो गलती हो ही नहीं सकती है.
Okay.
You cannot commit a mistake.
That this is like non-negotiable.
No, not at all. अगर आप मॉल डिज़ाइन कर रहे हो ना, तो हाइट्स पे आप कभी गलती करोगे ही नहीं.
Okay.
पहली चीज़. दूसरी चीज़ ये है, शॉप साइजेस विल वेरी फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. देयर आर नो स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन एज सच, because small towns might have smaller shops,
Yes.
more number of modular smaller shops which can be combined to bigger ones.
Correct.
And bigger cities might have so but an average, आप मान के चलो कि 800,000 स्क्वायर फीट का एक शॉप नॉर्मली होती है. 800 स्क्वायर फीट तो आप मान ही नहीं लीजिए. But then there are spaces which are 200 square feet also. But then, we are doing another, we have done two malls in Jaipur where the lower ground floor is having kiosks. And each kiosk is about 100 square feet. So that is now taken over by local people, local brands. So now that is another thing which is coming up recently, where local brands को आप जगह देते हैं मॉल के अंदर, भले ही लोअर ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे, क्योंकि वो जितनी महंगी नहीं है, और उसमें नंबर ऑफ ब्रांड्स बढ़ा देते हैं आप, और everybody gets a chance to come to the mall.
Yeah. I see, like even in this promenade, there's that walking path, walking corridor. In that corridor from one mall to another, that ambience to promenade.
They also put flea market also.
Yeah, flea market kind of.
So वो इसीलिए कि फुटफॉल बढ़ाना, और फ्ली मार्केट में तो हम भी जाते हैं ना.
Correct.
ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्ली मार्केट में हम नहीं जाते.
True. Yeah, many times,
yes, we also
probably
go,
my wife, like something, she's
obviously, and so, it is like, अरे सस्ते में मिल रहा है.
Correct.
तो हम जरूर जाएंगे.
True that.
So it is like, हम नहीं जाते हैं, लेकिन फ्ली मार्केट है इसलिए हम जाएंगे.
Correct. This is something which we may like.
We may like. और वही करते करते impulsive buy करके अंदर हम 10,000 की शॉपिंग करके आ गए.
True that. I totally agree. And when I talk about the food courts, multiplexes, how should they be positioned, and what mistakes do happen in that context?
See, now the latest example I would say is DLF Saket.
Okay.
You should see the food court.
Okay.
As of now.
Okay.
Beautiful and very effective.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember. Because it's one of the best food courts, I think, in Delhi.
Yes. Earlier it was only on one floor.
I think you're talking about that where they have all the restaurants.
Yes.
Up, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
How they have placed it.
Now that is something which has changed the viewpoint of looking at the food court and the places of eatery in the mall. Though it is concentrated on one part of the mall, what they have very intelligently done is that they have direct entry to that area from the outside on the ground floor.
Small things. If they would have done it on the top floor or not made it accessible again, it would have been a blunder.
So now that area is most populated than as compared to the other malls
Yes, it is. It is indeed.
because they have got very good brands, eating brands, and they have got good parking space. They have got valet services, and people go to Saket Mall or DLF Mall just for that. I have been to that place
Absolutely.
so many times just for
Numerous
that.
times. And I feel, matlab, I'm just sharing my feeling, Vipul sir. I don't feel like that's not a food court.
No,
Matlab-
no, no.
matlab,
That's
I,
it's a different
I would
experience
call
altogether.
it's a very experiential food street, which
Yes.
is very up
Yes.
premium,
Very
not
true.
like a
No, no, no.
not
It
like
is
a
not.
normal
No,
food
not
court
at all.
perception which people
Not at
have.
all.
And
Therefore, I said
that's the beautiful,
Yes.
I think, creation which
Yes.
which DLF guys have
Yes.
always
Yes.
they always put in some
Yes.
excellent creativity into it.
So therefore, I'm saying that they have changed the idea of having just a food
Just
court.
a food court. True that.
So it is worth noticing.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Now, Vipul sir, when I talk about any developer, revenue is something which is always very, very
That is
important
the
moment the mall starts. Now, what things developers must do to maximize their revenue?
they will any which way do the to maximize the revenue. They will do anything. But yes, again, I would say the good developers do everything very in a very well planned manners. So they will जो अब आपका एट्रियम है उसको selectively वो populate करेंगे with some brands selectively. Rest of the place will be very nice place to sit, enjoy, and they will have some sort of activities happening which gets them money. It's like intangible sort of an activity.
Correct.
But वहाँ से भी पैसा वो निकाल लेते हैं. Whether it is a car launch, whether it is some kiosks from time to time, whether it is a festival, whether it is
Correct.
Diwali, Dashera,
Correct.
Puja,
True that.
Christmas. So they will, और वो करना भी चाहिए
True
because
that.
it also contributes to the change in the ambience of the mall.
Yeah. I think, let's say, Saket, jo
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mall
yeah.
which
Select City Walk.
it's a classic case study, I think.
उसको कोई बीट नहीं कर सका आज तक
True
इतने
that.
सालों में.
True that.
Because every time you go, there is something new happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, while they do that, they are earning more revenue indirectly because footfall is more.
True that.
People are having more reasons to come to the mall. Plus, there are times when they have small kiosks and booths put in. उससे भी rental आता है. So, there are direct and indirect, I would say, ways of creating revenue apart from the rentals and apart from the like flea market is also a revenue generation thing,
True that.
right?
True
So activity, change of activity बहुत ज़रूरी है मॉल में. Change of activity, कुछ ना कुछ होते रहना पड़ेगा to engage people.
So people engagement is something which
Yes.
which will truly not just drive the revenue, but eventually what you're saying is it'll increase the footfall, and that will perpetually
Yes.
get more better rentals in the longer run.
See, the latest what is happening in mall is now if you have an open area at any level, well, maybe in the top level or whatever, you can use it for concerts.
Yeah.
That is the new trend which is coming up. Live shows. People love to watch.
Yeah.
So people are doing that also. They have using those open areas for live concerts, shows, art shows.
Correct.
So why not?
Why not? Absolutely. So, Vipul sir, when I talk about trends, since you've touched the very right point, what are the latest trends which you think are gonna be like super, super amazing?
Latest trends, I would say. We have already talked about most of them actually, directly or indirectly, I would say. But then latest trend में अभी जो हो रहा है ना, वो धीमे धीमे malls अगर आप notice करो, simple होते जा रहे हैं in designs.
Yes.
The latest is the most simple design. It is very difficult to design something which is very simple.
Oh, really?
The
Why
most
so?
important thing is to design something very simple. That is the first design principle.
Okay.
And you can't design something which is very simple
Mm-hmm.
because you will falter again and again. Something which you appreciate is looking beautiful and it has not many features, but still it looks beautiful. Why? There is only one thing: proportions.
Mm.
And for people to achieve good proportions is extremely difficult. You have to train your eyes for that.
Wow. Very nice.
सिंपल सा आप हम एग्जांपल लें, आपने 4 लड़कियों को देखा, आपको एक सुंदर ज़्यादा दिखती है बाकी 3 में से।
Mm.
क्यों? एनाटॉमी तो सेम है,
Correct. Correct.
बट एक सुंदर लग रही है ज़्यादा आपको
Correct.
बाकियों से,
Correct. Correct.
क्योंकि प्रोपोर्शंस और कुछ नहीं है, प्रोपोर्शंस है।
Means the proportions play such a big role in a mall.
Obviously,
Wow.
mall what? Everything in design.
Everything in design, whether
You
it is
look
any.
at cars.
Yeah.
You look at cars.
Correct.
You look at Korean cars. You look at Japanese cars. You look at European cars.
Yeah. All three
You-
are different in proportions.
But European cars will look the most handsome and most beautiful.
Yes. Yes. Because of the proportions, the way they've put in,
Yes.
the way they've carved, the way they've proposed. I think it's all
Yes.
about proportions. Yes. It's a new.
This is about minimalistic
Yeah.
approach.
Correct. Correct.
You have Koreans. You have a lot of creases on the car.
Yeah.
lot of crease. बहुत कुछ हो रहा होगा.
True. True. True.
जापान ने उसको थोड़ा कम किया है और यूरोपियंस ने एकदम कम कर दिया.
बिल्कुल कम. Correct.
But they look stunning. They look handsome. They look beautiful. They look
Absolutely.
sexy.
Yes.
क्यों? Because of proportions. Everything is in proportions. So the latest trend, I would say, is making things very simple
Mm-hmm.
and proportionate.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than ये material use कर लिया, वो material use कर लिया, 15. If you go abroad, you will see very simple things. You know, कुछ नहीं, एक it's like, you know, one single finish all over the mall, punctuated with some 1 or 2 different finishes here and there. Otherwise, the entire thing is same.
Wow.
Very simple, but you will, even at times there are buildings which are just white, but you know, cherish them.
Correct.
You love them
Correct.
because the proportions, the fenestrations, the punctures, the entrances, the exits, the ramps, the arches, they are fully put in proportion. Nothing goes out of proportion. वो हम करते नहीं है. अभी हम लोग को इंडिया में हम लोग वो आ रहा है, अभी आया नहीं है.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So
Very
Vipul
few
sir,
of us appreciate that.
if I ask you for any new developer
Hmm.
who wants to get into mall business, what would be your biggest piece of advice for them?
4 steps, as I said earlier. It is the first is feasibility. Second is lease. Third is good design. Fourth is good cash flow.
They are the most 4 important pivots which anyone can't
Yes.
ignore at any cost.
You miss one and
You're screwed.
yes.
Awesome. And for anyone who's gone and dusted into mall business, for them, what would be your piece of advice for them?
Difficult. Because everyone who has done or malls or is exposed to mall business, I would say they have their own way of looking at and they have their own opinions. But again, I would say that जितना simple processes को आप रखेंगे, उतना अच्छा product आपको मिलेगा.
Wow.
Simple approach होनी चाहिए. अच्छी टीम, अच्छे contractors और decisions को बार-बार बदले नहीं.
That's very important, I feel.
Yes. Decisions one taken should not be revised.
I think
Or
that's
relooked.
something is very, 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 very
Yes.
important.
It leads into a lot of
Rework.
lot of waste of money because site पे जो काम हो गया वो तोड़ने में आप देते हो पैसा, बनाने में पैसे देते हो, फिर बनाने में पैसा देते हो.
Correct.
So it is loss of money, loss of time,
Manpower loss. भी है,
manpower,
कितना loss
everything.
है, everything, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So planning में आप time ज़्यादा ले लीजिए भले ही.
Correct.
Plan well.
Correct.
Don't be in a hurry.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vipul sir, for bringing in so much of wisdom of your 24 years of hard work. I think it's not just 24. I think you start thinking and visualizing even when you are studying, even much before. It's almost close
Yes.
about 3 decades of experience which you have shared and summarized in this just within an hour. What should be done, what should not be done, what should be avoided, what are the trends in context of malls. So I'm sure if you are a developer who's either planned or are planning to get into mall, or you are doing malls regularly and this is something which you that's your main line of business, and definitely you must have got a lot of value from this podcast. So thank you so much, Vipul sir, again, for
Thank
being
you,
here.
and thank you for making me relive my entire journey. Uh, Feeling very nostalgic, but
Yeah,
yes, I enjoyed it.
it does feels nostalgic, because anyone who's done the work with a lot of work, with a lot of passion, with a lot of joy,
Yes,
it always feels good to go back, recollect those old memories.
yes.
So, and thank you to you for watching this podcast till the end. Stay happy, and if you've not subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button, do comment, and do share, because that's how you can help this whole nation to become a better place to live in. Thank you once again.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.